Hey, my name is Kat. I've worked in the film industry for over 10 years. Here's my take on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial has been nothing less than a soap opera. In fact, a person could not script it any better. Because the court is dark this week, I thought it'd be a great time to kind of recap all that has gone on. Ben Chu and Camille Vasquez are Johnny Depp's lead lawyers. Opening statements from both describe in detail how Johnny Depp is, how Amber Heard's op-ed claims have hurt him, his career, and what kind of person Amber Heard is. Chu stated that today, Johnny Depp's name has been associated with a lie. You're going to learn that Heard is a profoundly troubled person who manipulated people around her, like she manipulated Mr. Depp. In Vasquez's turn, she says this is Amber's role of a lifetime, and that Depp will go to his grave knowing that there are people out there who believe he's abused women. Here's a quick bit of Chu's opening statement.
Mr. Depp built a reputation as one of the most talented actors in Hollywood, a respected artist whose name was associated with success at the box office. Today, his name is associated with a lie. A false statement uttered by his former wife, the defendant Amber Heard.
Before we get to Amber Heard's opening statements, this opinion piece that was published in the Washington Post is what Johnny Depp and his team are suing defamation for. I pulled a bit from this article, and I want to direct your attention to the bold lettering here. 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing DA, and I felt the full force of the culture's wrath for women who speak out. If you go further down, she goes on to say, imagine a powerful man as a ship, like the Titanic. That ship is a huge enterprise. When it strikes an iceberg, there are a lot of people on board desperate to patch up the holes. Not because they believe in or even care about the ship, but because their own fate depends on the enterprise. Now, Amber Heard is claiming that this piece is not about Johnny Depp. It could be about any situation, and she's just being used as a vessel to deliver this information, really. Ben Rottenborn and Elaine Brettenhoff are Amber Heard's lead lawyers for her countersuit. Some key quotes from their opening statements are, you have to look at the words in the context of the piece. Context matters. Rottenborn also expressed that the words that she wrote are true. She drew on her experiences as someone who reported domestic abuse, and there's no dispute that she did in fact report this in 2016. This article is about the social change she is advocating and which the First Amendment protects. Then we get into a little bit of Elaine Brettenhoff. I'll be honest with you, I really am not a fan of this lawyer. She claims that Johnny Depp is an obsessed ex-husband hell-bent on revenge, and pretty much honestly, alls I got otherwise was Amica cream, Milani palette, drugs, booze, drugs, and more drugs. Here's some quick bits from Ben Rottenborn's opening statements.
Case into a soap opera. Why? I'm not really sure. Because the evidence isn't pretty for Mr. Depp. It's not. You're going to see who the real Johnny Depp is. Behind the red carpets, behind the fame, behind the money, behind the pirate costumes, you're going to see who that man really is. The article doesn't mention Depp by name. It never once contains his name in that article. It is not about Amber's relationship with Mr. Depp.
I object for just a second. I want to focus you back into this article. 2 years ago, I became the public figure representing DA, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath of women who speak out. Quote, Amber Heard. All right, continue, Mr. Rottenborn.
There are no details of any abuse in that article. She drew on her experiences as someone who had reported domestic abuse.
Yes, Amber Heard does not name Johnny Depp in this op-ed, but by the timeline, we have enough information to know what and who she is talking about. A man she was in a relationship 2 years prior to her publishing this op-ed. Let's look at a quick timeline. So Johnny Depp and Amber Heard got together in around 2012. They were married by 2015. She filed for divorce in 2016. 4 days after she filed for a TRO, which is a temporary restraining order. They were divorced in 2017, and she wrote the op-ed in 2018. So from the date of the op-ed in 2018, 2 years prior would be 2016, is when she claims she became a victim of DV. For her not to say it was about Johnny Depp was kind of false in my mind. It just seems fishy that she thinks that we won't put two and two together. What do y'all think? Comment down below with your thoughts. Character witnesses for Johnny Depp are first to take the stand. Christy Dombrowski, who is Johnny Depp's older sister, is first to testify. She talks about their not-so-great childhood and how their mother was really rough on them. She was addicted to drugs and alcohol and how this affected them in their childhood and upbringing. But we start to hear the beginning of how Amber Heard treated Johnny Depp. An example in the next clip shows Amber Heard's reaction to Johnny when the brand Dior was reaching out to do some commercial work.
Have you witnessed any occasions on which Ms. Heard wasn't nice to your brother?
I have, actually. She was in disbelief and sort of disgust because she said, Dior, why would Dior want to do business with you? They're about class and they're about style, and you don't have style. You know, so it was the insulting kind of taking away that one moment, you know, that insult is there.
Let's have a look at Dior's chosen class and style for one of their fragrance lines, shall we?
In the wilderness, fearless and human. Sauvage, the new elixir, Dior.
As a consumer, I'd buy that fragrance just because of how flippin' cool that ad was. It sounds like Amber Heard was just jealous that Dior, a high-class brand, did not reach out to her, but instead reached out to her rock star-looking husband. The next character witness up is Isaac Baroosh. He is a longtime friend of Johnny Depp, an artist who lived in the penthouses downtown that Johnny Depp owned. He talks about how caring and true to heart Johnny Depp is. In my mind, he's a fantastic witness because his emotional statement is non-scripted and from his soul. The emotional outpour will be key to when we compare Amber Heard's emotion on the stand. But let's listen in on how Johnny Depp is as a person.
Have known, you've already testified, you've known him for 42 years. You didn't pay rent at the penthouse, correct?
No, no one did.
Right. Okay, and then after you finished at the penthouse, you went over and lived with him in Sweetser, correct?
I live in one of his house that he owns on Sweetser.
And you still live there?
Yes.
And rent-free, correct?
Yes. At anybody. I want the best for her to take her responsibility, heal, and move on. And for Johnny, you know, his family has been completely wrecked by all of this stuff, and it's not fair. It's not right what she did and what happened for so many people to get affected from this. It's insane.
Isaac's impromptu emotion at the end of his statement was so honest, it hurt me listening to it. As mentioned, he lived in the penthouses next to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. He witnessed no violence between them, and when Amber Heard told him about a phone being smashed into her face, he saw no injuries. Isaac is a man I believe because I trust his emotion. Back to the character witnesses. Now we focus on Gina Deuters, and this is where this starts to get messy. Gina has her testimony stricken from the record because a woman named Eve Barlow, a self-named journalist and friend and alleged girlfriend of Amber Heard, feeds Amber Heard's team of lawyers a years-old Instagram post about the UK trial. Without looking into the information, Amber Heard's team stops the court and brings this to the attention of the judge. The judge asks Gina if she's been watching the trial. She confesses to, and her credibility as a witness is now tainted, and she is released from her duties. Eve Barlow was subsequently removed and banned from the courtroom for using her cell phone. Let's watch this play out.
Johnny
Jerry Judge, Stephen Duters, Debbie Lloyd, and myself, and maybe one other.
Okay. You mentioned a name there I don't think we've heard before. Can you just tell the jury quickly who Debbie Lloyd is?
Okay. Been watching the trial this past week.
I've seen clips of it online, yeah.
You've been watching, so you have seen parts of this trial?
Yeah.
Okay, and witness testimonies?
Yeah, I've seen clips of
You've seen things. All right, does anybody have any follow-up questions?
Ms. Duters, have you been watching?
It doesn't matter, she's been watching clips of witness testimony. All right, you're excused, ma'am. You can have, you're excused.
Okay.
Thank you. I will instruct the jury, they'll have to strike the testimony of Ms. Duters. There's a rule on witnesses, Mr. Moniz.
Understood, Your Honor. This is
All
the
right.
first word.
I believe that. I have no doubt in my mind that this is the first you've heard of it. Have a good day, ma'am. Thank you.
Gina is connected to Johnny Depp through her husband, Stephen Duters. Her husband was formerly one of Johnny's personal assistants and now runs his UK version of his production company. Where Gina's testimony would be helpful was because she was on a flight from Boston with Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, and a plethora of other people, and she witnessed no violence between them, just the hostility of Amber Heard. My thoughts are, is because Gina is a beautiful woman, she's intellectual, she's very articulate, and Amber and her team felt threatened by her for many reasons, and used her old comments to misinform the judge, therefore to get her thrown out of court, ruining her credibility as a witness. Another one of Johnny Depp's witnesses is Kate James. She's a former personal assistant of Amber Heard, and this is where the character witnesses start to bring forth evidence of Amber Heard's quote-unquote entitled behavior or bad behavior. Let's listen in to see what Kate James has to say about Amber.
When we were moving from part to full-time, and then the salary negotiations became a real bone of contention. And I specifically remember standing in her office where she leapt up out of her chair, put her face approximately 4 inches from my face. She was spitting in my face and telling me how dare I ask for the salary I was asking for, which was in fact approximately half of my regular annual salary. I was offering her that as a favor, and she felt that gave her the right to spit in my face.
Oh my God, was Kate James savage. As Amber Heard's personal assistant, she would get phone calls late in the middle of the night of Amber screaming profanities and nonsense. She later went on to kind of say that Amber Heard used psychedelic mushrooms, ecstasy, and cocaine, and says that she was belligerent and abusive. I really loved her attitude. She's got this no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point attitude, and she is so credible as a witness because she worked so closely with Amber Heard. Since we're on the topic of drugs, let's go to JD's next witness, Dr. David Kipper, the gentleman in the middle. He was Johnny Depp's personal and traveling doctor. He treated Depp for most of his ailments, but his testimony was really there to talk about Johnny Depp's drug use. Through the trial, Amber Heard and her team were on this constant tale about how Johnny Depp's drug use would fluctuate. He would do stints of sobriety and clarity and then all of a sudden hit the bottle or the pills again. Dr. Kipper, in fact, does admit that Johnny Depp used illicit drugs at random but did not think he was addicted to illegal drugs. But he was treated for pain and used an opiate medication, which he has since detoxed of with the help of Dr. Kipper. Amber Heard is bound and determined to let the world know that Johnny Depp does drugs and that he's dependent on them. Kipper almost refutes that in his testimony. It was a lot of humming and hawing, and I don't quite remember, but Kipper was also around when the finger incident of Australia happened. Now I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to save the Australia information for my next video, along with Ben King's testimony and some detective work from Incredibly Average, so don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out, and once again, my name's Kat, thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!